Okay guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. This one is going to be basically me showing and displaying the capabilities of this scanner code reader that was sent to me. I have been privileged enough to test drive it for a little bit, and up to this point I have been very happy with it. Here, normally at my shop, we get a lot of trouble cars and diagnostics and in all makes models, but I do specialize a lot with Europeans. And normally you would see me use the big guys there, but before even getting to the point where I need those guys, I've been starting off with using this guy here. And obviously you can tell what the model number is. It's a YA201. The company, it is EDIAG. And obviously, just for starters, this is how it comes to you. It's pretty well packaged. Nothing crazy. Just the unit here that I've taken good care of. Your cable and a quick reference guide here, which I did read. The unit itself is pretty decently sized. It's small, compact, and easy to use. And so I will show you how I use it initially when the vehicle comes in. And I have here this 2008 BMW X5. It's a 6-cylinder inline, no turbo. It's an N52. And at times, at idle, it has a stumble, kind of like a basically misfire. Check engine light is on, so we'll use the EDIAG to just simply scan it as when it comes in to decide where to go to next. So plug the unit in, it powers up, and turn the key on. Now, one of the things that I have been happy with, like I said, and that we do here at the shop is a lot of Europeans, and it works well with what I do here. So you can quickly see the 4 menus there to start with, and just for now we will go quickly and see about what the check engine light is that they are complaining about. So we hit OK in Diagnostics. And I don't know if you could tell, but there, compared to other code readers that I had used in the past, this one is extremely fast as far as from when you hit that OK in the first window to it identifies the correct protocol and it gets in right away, unlike others that I have experienced. So it is telling you, it gives you a quick breakdown, and it does see one trouble code. And we'll go into the ECM, and here you have your various options. For right now, we're just going to read the code, the stored codes, and okay, so it's a misfire code. It's for cylinder 4, which would match the customer's complaint about the slight stumble at idle. And it looks like that is probably the only one that's going to be present. We'll look just at the other menus just in case, and it tells you the number of codes, so it's 1 of 1. And let's see, alright, so it's cylinder 4 is the trouble child here that is being reported. From here on out, we can now try to further diagnose and see the cause of why it's logging cylinder 4. And then just quickly to browse and show you the other things you can look at. It does have live data capabilities, and so I'll pick all data stream. And if you want to bring up a certain PID up to the top of the list, this here tells you that you hold the OK button for 2 seconds and it brings it to the top, and I'll show you what that means. So we'll get in, we'll bring up live data, and here we go. We'll scroll through That way you can see everything that we are able to capture, which is pretty important if you're trying to do some drivability, which you can monitor all these. And here it actually, which I use on these Europeans, equivalency ratio. It's basically your lambda in the lambda measurement. Right now we are at 1.0, and then that was bank 1, and this is bank 2. So that's good for diagnostics of fuel trims when running. And this one has the PID for the equivalency ratios. So again, all of these, but let's use one of those. Equivalency ratio, we'll do bank 1. I am going to press and hold 1, 2, and now that is at the top of the list. So if there's some that you just want to pay attention to and list them out, you press and hold, and you can make your own list and bring it here to the top. Let's bring bank 2 up there with it. So 1, 2. So there we go. Now we can run and monitor both banks' fuel trims in lambda scale to monitor if we were wanting to look for fuel trim problems. So that's the quick rundown on the data list. You can monitor a bunch of stuff and categorize them as you wish. We'll back out. It obviously looks like it has graphing capability, and it tells you how to set it up. Okay, so then you hit the OK button, and then to select it, you hit this back one to start with the graphing. And here I'm just sitting without starting the vehicle. It's been sitting here since overnight, but it is kind of hot day today, and that is where our coolant is sitting. So if you want to graph some PIDs, this is how you do it. You press OK, select the PID, and then back arrow to start the graphing. And then if you wanted to record, you could, and then play back your recording. So let's try recording fuel system 1, press OK, and then back. And then it has, I guess, different areas to assign it to find it and play it back. I'm not going to do that at this time, but I'm showing you up to this point where the procedure is. Playback is simply going to be just to play back. And then obviously we've got the freeze frame. Let's see, vehicle info. It pulls up your VIN number and so on and so forth as far as that category. You can obviously check your readiness, and this is how it lists them. So there at the top you can tell the status of the mill light, the type of engine, whether it's diesel or not, your DTCs, how many, and your pending DTCs. And then you can tell, or you can see there, the green checks, and so those are, I think, is the symbol for not equipped, basically. So all the readiness looks like they have run and passed. Okay, and then we do have mode 6 that you can go into and check, which I actually use this. Very helpful. I had a Nissan that had just a generic PO300, and so I went through all the cylinder misfire counts with this one and was able to find an offending cylinder because of the count that is listed here. So in the test value, when you see a higher increment number there, means that it's an offending cylinder with misfires logged. Now it's listed as passed. This is cylinder 4, the one we had trouble code for, but again, if you remember, it's not continuous, it's like a random stumble. So if you see that number 0.330, that's for cylinder 4. Let's look at, let's say, cylinder 3, the same category, and look at that. It's a straight 0. So obviously, and look, they're both listed as pass, but the other one, cylinder 4, actually had an higher incremental number count, which is going to be your offending one. So this is a good way that I use in a quick fashion when you get a P0300 with no specific cylinder being identified. It's just very, very good, quick tool, quick way to do it, and it's very beneficial and productive. And on this one, we're actually able to get into the transmission control module, and as a code reader, not too many will do that. So we'll read codes. Obviously, there's none in there, but we are able to get into the transmission module and check some readings and data. And then if you, here is the main menu again. If you go into DTC lookup and then play around, and if you're wanting to know some generic information, it'll bring up information about the code you input and then some information. Okay, so now I'm moving from that X5 to this Volkswagen GTI, and I will show you the battery test on it. So I think one of the coolest features here is the battery test icon, where you can select it and it shows you the current voltage of the vehicle. Now this is very good to have quick access to test kind of the strength of the battery while cranking. So you see there, battery's good, holding strong at 9.2, steady. And now, for I think one of the coolest things that this tool will give you access to, I don't know if you can hear it, but you can see it there. There is low compression, and it's giving us relative compression test. Now look at that. This smooth line while cranking was with all 4 spark plugs in. That, with the ripples, is showing us a dead cylinder hole, no compression. If right here from the valued price code reader scanner, right at our fingertip, available to us, is to check compression on engines here from the OBD port. I don't know any other code reader that will give you that. And just to verify, there is the plug and coil that I removed from cylinder number 1. So there you go. That is just my quick, I guess you can call it, review of this EDIAG. But it's the YA201, and it has that battery test along with all those other features in the diagnostic portion. I think the one of the coolest things, I keep saying, it's just very surprising, is how you can do relative compression basically literally with that tool connected in that option. Imagine just in that seat with that tool connected, crank it over, and knowing whether you have a dead hole or not, and to stop right there and tell the customer that they have big mechanical engine failure. This tool can do it right there as you're connected. You don't even have to go into Diagnostics or anything. It's got its own section in the main menu. These tools can't even do that. This tool, for the price, is one that I definitely would recommend. Everything that it can pull up, do, graph, record, and again, I keep reiterating, basically relative compression. I hope you liked it and enjoyed it. I definitely will continue to use this. I will contact them and tell them that I'm pleased with their product, and don't be shy to hesitate on if you're thinking on acquiring your next simple scanner code reader. This would be a good viable option. So again, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll look forward to continuing product reviews like this.